Do you remember the first video you did that went viral for you that made you be like, oh, snap, like, this is crazy?
Be a thooter because you never know who's the shooter.
Be a thooter?
A thooter.
Please translate for the...
Now tell Auntie what that means.
Well, thooter is California slang for like whore.
Okay.
And I had went to a party in Hampton with my roommate. My roommate was a local at the time. This is after Jamila left. And we went to a party. That was deep in my. I was popping shit at niggas. Like I was a shot shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And so we saw these boys outside the party. I was like, ooh, that one is cute. So I went up to him, popped my shit, got his number. We about to walk back in the party. He said, don't go in there. We're about to air this bitch out.
Oh.
And we said,
Okay.
so like I ended the video, and obviously it's like me telling the story. So I ended the video with, be a thooter because you never know who's the shooter.
That's funny as fuck.
I mean, hindsight, and mind you, as we're like kind of jogging away, we're hearing like,
That's
Like,
like king right there.
damn, that's fine though.
Did you feel protected?
you know what? There's a lot of stuff from that era, especially college, where I was in danger and I didn't really have a concept.
No.
of,
Y'all
like,
don't understand though. The stories that Mecca used to, I'd be like, Mecca.
You could have been dead.
It's whatever. She'd be
Mecca.
like, it's whatever.
But God, but God,
But God.
but God. Like,
Jesus
I
Christ.
would just be in situations and be like,
Yeah.
And like of telling the story back, it wasn't until I, told it on the internet. And the whole prompt, it was like someone on TikTok being like, when was the time that you were in danger, but it didn't feel like it? And so like that was the story.
Hit him up, didn't you?
And it's like, again, you're running away and you're hearing the gunshots. And it was like, and we're skipping away because we got his number. Like,
Oh, he stayed back.
he shot up the
He
shot
was
the
He
shooter.
was the shooter.
I didn't realize he was
was the shooter.
I thought he was just warning you.
No.
He
He
was
said
actual
was the
shooting.
shooter. So like,
BRB.
I was like, hey, you're so cute. Can I get your number? And I go to walk back in the party and he's like, baby, don't go in there.
But did you check up on
Oh,
him
my
afterwards? Did you see how he
God.
was doing? Or
He texted me, but then I said, I probably shouldn't talk to this guy.
Thank God.
I probably
Please.
should leave
Okay,
him alone.
that's good.
But that's like a very Hampton, Virginia 757 thing,
You
Well,
went
no,
to
that's-
Hampton too?
Did my freshman year.
Yeah, that's how we met. We were roommates.
Got you. How did y'all decide on Hampton?
Well, actually, I knew I wanted to go to an
Debutante
HBCU
ball.
because I love black people. And I knew that, and my parents went to Prairie View. My whole family went to Prairie View,
Prairie
actually.
View,
So
Houston.
PV, So
Well, are you from Houston too?
I'm from Beaumont, which is a little
I
bit
know.
further.
I
It's
got
real-
family in Beaumont.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
Beaumont is- you got to know somebody out there.
Yeah, literally. So I knew I wanted to go to HBCU, but I wanted to be rebellious and not go to the family school
course.
just because,
Mm-hmm.
I'm me.
Same.
So originally I was thinking, the typical Spelman or
Mm-hmm.
Howard. So I was like, yeah, let me,
Just like
let
me.
me do my little thing. But
went to Spelman?
No.
No,
my
we just
sister-in-law
that
went
was
to
me
Spelman.
being derogatory.
yeah, just had to
Yeah.
make fun
Oh,
of
because
them.
we used to do that at Hampton.
I don't know. This is
I
like
think
a very
it's an HBCU
talented
thing,
team.
too, yeah.
It is.
HBCU thing.
It
Yeah,
is.
and then they'll do this too.
Scrippa.
I don't know what this is. Just
Yeah, it's
No, we have our
it's
own
a
gang
whole
sign
thing.
at
Yeah,
FAMU.
You went to
Colts.
FAMU.
I went to FAMU.
Yeah.
My godmother went to FAMU. That was in my top 5. I got in.
See, I went to FAMU. So I was gonna be rebellious too, because like 11th grade, I was like, I don't know, I may go to Florida State. I may go to Spelman. I may go to, because I'm in Atlanta, so people were going to like Georgia schools.
Yeah.
Then my dad died, and I was like, I gotta go to the man's school. I can't. I gotta go to the baby.
Reckless.
Let me go there.
Yeah.
Let me go do this
I'm
for
just
you.
going to apply.
Yeah.
I'm just going to. So obviously I was on the school I applied to.
FAMU is.
By the time
cool,
I
though.
applied,
Listen,
by the time I got in,
I wanted to, like I said, those were the schools that
Yeah.
I was thinking about. But my uncle at the time was like the food director at Hampton, so he was like, "Well, why don't you come out here and do like a tour?" And I'm like, "All right,
What's
man."
the food director, like Mets, like Sodexo?
The calf.
The calf.
Y'all didn't have Sodexo?
I don't
is
know
that?
what that
That
is.
You don't have a
company
cafeteria?
the company
I'ma say
that
no.
all the employees work under.
Maybe.
But that's okay. So her,
They were all
uncle,
just, like,
her
ex-cons.
uncle would have like ran that.
Yeah.
though.
Right,
So
that's
he
what
was
I'm
like,
saying.
yeah.
Oh,
So
y'all
I
didn't have,
suppose.
okay.
We didn't have convicts though.
Yeah. All ex-cons, they used to cook the fuck out of that food stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, we had
Yeah,
regular, regular people.
Damn.
So we went out there, we did the whole tour, and like the campus was just beautiful. And one thing about me, I'm a delusional girl. I started to envision myself, like, I was on drumline and like walking.
Stomp the yard.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Sitting on the
yard.
the lakefront with my man, the waterfront, and I was
Which
like,
we ended up
actually, this fits my narrative more. This campus fits what I thought in my head. So let's go ahead and do that. And so I applied. I only applied to one school because I'm lazy.
Same.
I only finished one application. And I was like, also, I'm just like, I'll get in. Like, I don't know. Mind you, GPA wasn't good. So it was like, I really was gambling. But I got in. So I was like,
So I'm going.
so I'm going there. And that's how I went there.
I mean, same thing. My debutante sister, her aunt was the admissions director.
At
So
Hampton?
at Hampton, but I have my first choice was Spelman. I knew I wanted to be like a communications girly. Spelman didn't have that major. They only have that. Spelman has very basic majors, and they told me I could create a major going for Clark and da da da.
They love creating stuff over at that
And I
AUC.
said, my mom said, you're not creating a bitch ass thing.
And the thing is, Spelman is expensive in private. That was
Yeah.
the reason I didn't apply to, because
Same
in
with
Georgia
Hampton.
they had the
Yeah.
Hope Scholarship. So if you got
Okay.
a certain GPA, you can go
Yeah.
anywhere in Georgia. But because Spelman was private, you
Got
couldn't
into
do that.
Howard.
Yeah.
That's the concrete jungle and the trenches. I said,
Yeah.
The real
no.
HU? Or which one is the real HU?
Well,
Well,
Hampton would be the real
actually,
HU.
You know,
Don't
we
start
are.
that, you know.
You know, we were
Hampton would
founded
be
first. So that's
They're gonna
just-
say the institute, but we were here.
We were
first.
here first.
We were
thank
educating
you.
the ex-slaves and the Native Americans.
Yes.
And Booker T. Washington.
say shout out to
went
Booker T.
yeah,
Booker
shout out to
T.
Booker T.
Hey, y'all made it.
Cast down your bucket where you
University
are.
101, the history of our school. Also, shout out to Kimba.
Yeah, you
Don't
will
go
know
in
your
there.
history.
Yes.
What was your first video that went viral?
Ooh. My first video that went viral was me and Jelani's Black Parents versus White Parents.
She's a YouTube OG.
So-
You got that GIF.
Yeah.
Eating them
I
chips.
have that in my phone. Didn't even realize that was
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did start on YouTube.
That was in 2011, 2012.
like we were kids. When
How
that
old
was.
were you? Yeah.
I was in high school.
2011 is 14.
Yeah. I was a kid. Me and Jelani's 5 years younger than me. So we were just like, but the thing, what's funny about that is outside of cameras, we just do that. We just pretend.
Yeah.
We've always just pretended to be people. My sister too, but at that time she was out the house because she was older.
How old? Much older?
Much older, about 43. We won't go there, but
You can.
We went to high school together.
You can.
so we just have always been very we're weird, y'all. Like, it gets real weird in that house. And so we was just always doing that. And then I remember distinctly, my dad had just got a MacBook Pro. And you know, it had the iMovie.
iMovie in there.
Okay, and we said, oh, this is all we needed.
Yes.
We could make a movie
You
on
can make
here.
a whole movie in there.
So the first thing we did was a trailer. Because they had the
'Cause you
trailer.
get the
built
built-in.
in.
All you gotta do is drop
You
the
gotta
video
plug it.
in.
I said, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a horror film trailer. Oh, we got really deep in the trenches. So we made a horror movie trailer, and it's still available. It is really stupid. And we were like, okay, we're professionals now. We
of
edit,
course.
we direct, we write. So we were
We made
like,
our own trailer, you
let's
broke
get into
boys.
it. Exactly. The first video we did never saw the light of day. We just recorded it and posted on my mama's Facebook. It was called Money Problems. Complete improv. For some reason, Jelani owed me money. Jelani killed me in the movie. It was really insane. Horrible quality. It was ridiculous. So then once we got the MacBook Pro, it was like, okay, we have better equipment. Let's really get into this.
you have the talent, you needed the platform.
Hello.
Yeah. Get out the
Literally.
deal.
Literally.
Get out the deal.
I didn't need that one thing.
Right.
Literally. So we did Black Parents versus White Parents because one thing we do know is race and
Yeah.
racism. And we love to make fun of races, races,
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's what we would do. So we did that. The fact that the first one went viral gagged us bad.
Yeah.
We didn't have no followers on YouTube.
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
back in the day when you could really do something with organic YouTube. Now I got y'all
1000%.
strategic.
And
We
you gotta-
didn't even
yeah.
have no
There was no
caption or
algorithm
description.
then.
We just posted that thing and went. Just posted it. I'm like, wait a minute. We got 100 views. So that gagged me.
Yeah, they were sharing
100
that
views is a lot of-
organically.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then it just got millions and millions and millions of views. I think it's like 12 million currently or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And back then,
That's a lot of people.
that was everything. I just knew Tyler Perry was on the line. I said, y'all, this it. I'm done. So, fast forward to 20 years later, we're still here. And Tyler, I ain't heard from you.
Well, you asked my mama. All I got to do to make it.
Tyler.
You still ain't talking
They
to Tyler?
mind you, I was just in Texas. I have it on video. My aunt says, so you with Tyler Perry? Why
I
did
was going straight to
always
Tyler Perry.
Tyler?
Tyler can't do nothing for me.
Yeah,
Tyler is down the
can.
street.
He
He
can.
could make, yes,
But
he
Well,
could make
Tyler,
you a
not
star.
me. It's not that easy.
Divorcing black.
I had
Two.
somebody call why'd you just call Tyler Perry? You
know
could
what?
have called
Wish.
Tyler Perry.
I wish. I'm
but
trying.
you know what getting older is, especially getting black. Like, I definitely in college went through my phase where I was like, Tyler Perry, Madea. Because, you grew up, because back in the day, church kids,
Man.
them VHSs,
Oh, they went
Bootleg.
platinum
He
in my
went
household with the
platinum in
skinny
the hood.
DVD.
and
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
and that's the only raunchy shit my mama let us
And he
watch
cussed.
for real.
And the
he
church
cussed
was
a little
allowed-
bit.
he
Yeah,
allowed
he
it.
allowed
He
it.
was
They-
in drag.
He
and
was.
they let it happen.
Big drag.
Yeah.
But
And the
she
drag
was a
queen said that he
Christian.
would go to their shows and steal all their shit. That's what they said on TikTok.
Oh, really?
The drag queens is like, Tyler will come to the shows, take notes.
Well, his
Like
wig
Big
was
Red
great.
on Bring It On.
Baby, that lace.
Because the thing is.